Hey traders, sorry I was running a little bit late there. I hope everybody's having a great trading session, and I wanted to make sure that I was actually just wrapping something up. Can you guys all hear me? Okay, let me just make sure you guys can see my screen. Okay, so let's take a look at the market here, and let's start off by just noting that we've actually tested some pretty important areas in equities. So if you look at, like, the Nasdaq and the S&P, you can see that a slight pullback has started. Now, hold on really quick. Let me turn that down really quick. That's the squawk. Even though you guys might not be able to hear it, I can totally hear it. So, with the S&P, you can see we're probing some pretty important support. I think, like, this is all really important support for the market. Now, obviously, where things get a little they change a little bit is going to be down here at the 3800, 3870, 3880 levels. This is a really important support as far as I'm concerned. We're getting a little overbought relative strength wise, and we bounced, but I think this is where ultimately it's going to matter. Now, if you take a look at the Nasdaq's also pulled back a bit. You can see, right, just like that. Okay. And then you can see that it's very, very similar, very similar support areas that we're going to have to be focused with or focused on moving forward. And you can see here's the Dow. Dow is very similar. Here's your breakout point. So your supports are going to be all the way through here. We're not quite there yet, but we're starting to see, some weakness in equities. And with that weakness in equities, it's bringing in some weakness in, like, the US dollar Mexican peso. So the US dollar Mexican peso, I had some earlier. We can see we spiked right up into channel resistance. I do think at this point, you want to look for dips back down towards, like you can see right here, right back down towards 2010, because that was the breakout point here. That might give you an opportunity to be on the long side. And if you look at just a quick fib retracement, okay, that'll take us to about 2011 or so. Okay, right about there. US dollar Norwegian krona push right up against resistance, 618 retracement. I want to get a little bit more excited about that when we break, or if we break through there, because then we have the double bottom. If you're following via patterns in play, I'm trying to play the double bottom right now, but I really want to be more aggressive, aggressively long the US dollar Norwegian krona. But, obviously I want to see some key levels break, 846, then 852, and then really it's got to get back above 865. Then I can be really aggressive. But it's baby steps. It's kind of getting started on a position, working myself into a position there. A couple other things that also suggest that we might be closer to a breakdown in equities would be like some of these cross rates, like the pound New Zealand. You guys should know that I'm long pound New Zealand, pound Aussie. These are staging some nice rallies. They're breaching some resistance levels. Like, you look at the pound Aussie, for example, we're finally starting to make, higher highs here. I could argue that that's consistent low or false breakdown. Pound New Zealand finally broke that 192 level, which is a big resistance as far as I'm concerned. We're making our way towards the 200-day moving average. Yeah, break above 193.75 would be really bullish. You can even see some of the Euro crosses, the Euro Aussie. Nice little hammer outside day developing, false breakdown. These are the types of things that are forming in the currency market that are really suggesting that we might actually get some sort of pullback. Try not to get too terribly excited, just because, we've seen this on how many occasions where you're like, oh, wow, here goes the market. It's going to finally turn, and then nothing happens. Then we just continue higher. So again, and I think Steve pointed it out correctly and succinctly, at the end of the day, you kind of got to see how the markets really respond at the end of the day to gauge whether we're getting any follow through or not. So if we can close, near the lows and the dollar is a little bit stronger, that's going to be important. Speaking of the dollar index hit the 618 retracement. We've bounced. We're back into that channel, which, I think a lot of people were short the dollar going into the last couple of days, and now we're seeing, the market really firm up here. So, that's what I think is happening. What else should we really point out? Let's talk about the Aussie and the Kiwi really quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So the Aussie, out of the ascending wedge, okay, we came back and really just kind of retested. You see, that's not what I wanted here. That's not it either. There we go. We retested the underside of the wedge and then reversed, right? Kiwi, we have a nice little bearish pennant. Dollar Canadian, bull flag pattern. So all of this is, again, suggesting that we're going to see a little bit of risk off, but trying not to get too carried away with it. Trying not to. But let's see if it will follow through, and that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think anything else. Do you guys have any questions? Sorry, I'm a little short today. I was scrambling around doing a couple of things earlier, and so I'm just kind of catching my breath. But I'm staying in what I've got, and I do really want to add to my dollar Mexican peso because I do have a position there. I really would like to see a dip back down to 210 to be, to add. This, you can see a 38% retracement is right here. So I'd like to add somewhere down here if we can get it. Oop. Dang it. Right here. If we can get it. Now, I'm just trying to see what we do by the end of the day. But other than that, hope you guys have a good trading session. And thank you so much for all of your support. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained right now. I was dealing with another issue earlier. I'll talk to you in a bit. All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, Alan says, why is the Aussie yen holding up, Blake? Alan, I would say the Aussie yen's probably holding up because of yields, because we have like the 2-year or the 10-year yields are just ripping, and that's keeping the yen weak, at least for right now. So stocks, I think, are taking this into account, so this rallying yields we got to pay attention to. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great one.